So I'm pretty excited. It's my first time that I'm going to be heading to Mexico City. I've been to other cities in Mexico, but never Mexico City, and I've heard nothing but good things about Mexico City. So really looking forward to the experience. I'll be vlogging throughout the day, and really want to share with you guys. I really want to share with you guys my feeling as I get off the plane and I'm in Mexico City. My observations, compared to what we see here in Canada, and yeah. So follow along and let's get going. Okay, so it was actually too tight to eat breakfast. I started warming up my breakfast and making it, but it was just way too tight. So I decided that I'm going to skip on breakfast today, and I'm actually going to just grab something from the airport if I can. I've called the Uber, and they should be here shortly. I've arrived at the airport. That was a pretty decent Uber ride, great conversation. My Uber driver was originally from Bangladesh, so we had a really good Desi type conversation, telling me about his lifestyle back home and a bunch of other personal details, hence why I didn't want to record when I was in the Uber. I'm super hungry, just grabbed some breakfast. It's from Tim Hortons, so I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Tim Hortons, but here is what the logo looks like right here. I'm not a big fan of Tim Hortons, but at the airport it's basically the only coffee shop that they have, the only breakfast shop that was open in this particular area, the upper area of the airport. To be honest, on camera it looks pretty damn good. This is a chocolatine, or a chocolate croissant, as they call it. Right over here, it looks really good. I'm actually looking forward to biting into that. And then, yeah, I know what you're thinking, a high carbs breakfast here, but that's okay because it's breakfast and I'm probably gonna burn it all off. But this is an apple fritter. Look at that, doesn't it look good? I'm always like rushed and I just feel a little bit stressed until I get past the gates, past customs, and I'm sitting in the airport, the waiting area for the plane. So feeling good right now, relaxed. Still about half an hour left for my flight. Flying to EWR airport, and then after that, heading to Mexico City. So there's this thing about vlogging, like I'm walking in an airport holding up a camera. Hopefully you guys can hear me fine. There's not too much background noise. The camera shaking. Everybody's kind of looking at me. I'm not used to that sort of stuff. But anyways, giving you guys a tour of the airport. Let me do a little bit of a 360 here so you can all see. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking that as I'm recording this vlog, there's absolutely no privacy. Back in the day, we didn't have all this technology and your private life was private, but now it's not. I mean, who knows what I'm capturing as I'm walking around in the airport, vlogging, and who knows what I'm gonna catch on screen. I'm gonna post this online, and maybe I catch something that somebody's trying to hide from everybody else. But what can you do, right? So word of advice, just realize that there could be a camera pointing in your direction, capturing everything you do. So stay alert and stay safe, everybody. So here it is, my bagel, cream cheese bagel with salmon. Lox bagel here, have a look at that. Looks delicious, doesn't it? It's quite big actually. After you fit everything in, it's almost like it's a big burger. That's what it looks like. But boy, is it delicious. Okay, so landed in Mexico City. Here we go, baby. All right, let's have a look at this airport and let's see what this city has to offer and what this city's all about. So I was actually asked by somebody at the airport to turn off my camera, and there's somebody here to come pick me up. The airport have actually sent somebody to come pick me up. But anyway, so I actually did turn off my camera when they asked me to turn it off. I didn't expect that, but I'm not surprised. If you guys caught that there, $24 for 1 to 30 minutes. And here's the city, Mexico City. And of course, what I love about places like this is that it forces you to learn the local language. Nobody's trying to pretend like they speak English, or, you know, they're totally happy just speaking their mother tongue. They're proud of it, which I love. So it's forcing me to actually learn a bit of Spanish as well.
Regístrate y activa Qatar 2022 en sky.com.mx para disfrutarlos. ¿Sabes que sí me hizo bien? Tal vez a veces que lo expulsaron de Morena, pensabas tú, ¿no? Me imagino, por eso me dices. Pues sí, o sea, el chico ponía, y sí estaba ahí, trabajaba. Mira, por ejemplo, no sé, me acuerdo de cómo está presente ese proyecto que pasó de noche, ¿no? Su gestión como diputada. Sí tuvo actividad, por lo menos, hubo cosas de qué hablar, ¿no? Entonces yo creo que eso se necesita políticos que realmente se metan en hacer cosas importantes. El burro Van Ranking debuta como compositor y fíjense nada más el título de esa. ¿Sabes a qué te usa el burro? Las nalgas. Así se llama su vamos a escuchar lo que hizo. Es una canción dedicada a las nalgas. Compuso las nalgas. ¿Y a quién se las dio? ¿A quién se las puso? Se las hizo.
Kind of reminds me a little bit about, it's moving a little fast, but it kind of reminds me a little bit about some of the some larger cities in South Asia. You know, like I mean, it's pretty clean compared to those, but in general, like it's old, right? And my experience in South Asia has always been in the bigger cities that things are a little run down, graffiti everywhere, buildings, you know, not in the best condition and shape, and I feel that very similar here as well, but better, of course, better.